Hi, this is Nurse Practitioner Abby of Integrative Medical of Rockford here with your Integrative Chat. Now, today we're going to talk about hypertension, but I'd actually like to talk about this in two parts because I want our chats to be nice and short so that you can assimilate the information I give you and use it right away. So, today we're going to talk about the basics of high blood pressure, some of the simple things we can do to improve our blood pressure, and then the next chat, we'll talk about some of the meds that might be prescribed for blood pressure and some supplements that we can use possibly instead or in combination with the medications. So, what is high blood pressure? Let's start with what a blood pressure is. It is just the pressure or the force of blood against the arteries. That's all blood pressure is. And it fluctuates throughout the day. It's meant to do that. So at night when you're sleeping or early morning, it's going to be nice and low. But as you get up and you're active during the day, we expect your blood pressure to increase. So high blood pressure really isn't a bad thing if you're up and active. It does become a little bit of a problem when you're not active and the blood pressure is still high. So why do we even care if your blood pressure is high? One of the main reasons we want to look into this is because high blood pressure can affect so many organs. It can affect your heart, it can affect your kidney, it can affect your eyes as well as other organs. So it's not something that we want to take lightly. We want to get it checked out. We also want to think, though, with high blood pressure, why are we putting it in a little bit of a box? High blood pressure should always be seen in a bigger scenario as far as what is your cardiovascular risk. By that I mean, how will this blood pressure affect your incidence of a stroke or a heart attack or other cardiovascular event? So we always want to look at any other conditions that you might have before we start diving into what we're going to do about the high blood pressure. Some things I always want to consider is there diabetes present as well? What about cholesterol? What about metabolic syndrome? Knowing all these things help us to come up with a better formula for how we want to approach the treatment of high blood pressure. Here is one thing that I want you to know. There's a myth that's out there. And the myth says if mom and dad or grandma and grandpa had high blood pressure, then you are going to have it as well. That is a myth. Sure, there might be a genetic predisposition to high blood pressure, but that doesn't mean you have to get it. There are things that you can change in your 20s and even teens that'll affect you in your 30s, 40s, 50s that can really decrease the chances of having high blood pressure. So let's talk about some of the things that we can do, just the basic things. First, we always want to go with diet, exercise. I call these the fundamentals because if we don't get the fundamentals down, no matter what we heap on top of this, we're really not going to make a lasting difference in high blood pressure. So let's talk diet. There are many different ways that you can eat for high blood pressure, but I really like the Mediterranean diet or the modified Mediterranean, and I love the paleo as well. They're really good because they add in your good fats. It cuts down on the sugar, eliminates a lot of the sugar, cuts down on the grain, and really get you eating healthy, and it also reduces inflammation. There's a little secret in there that cholesterol is highly linked to inflammation in the body. So we want to get the inflammation down. When we talk exercise, also very important. 30 minutes of activity a day, moderate intensity, and that means you should be able to run and talk with me and have no problems whatsoever. So moderate intensity, 5 to 7 times a week is a really good place to start. Now, if you're not active, you're not exercising, always check with your practitioner first before you start any kind of exercise regime. Then we also have to look at stress. So much stress is going on, and there are some people who develop high blood pressure simply because of stress. One day they're fine, then they have a stressful event, high blood pressure. So always look at stress and some things we can do to decrease it. How about a nice walk, smiling, a gratitude journal, talking to someone, reading a book, taking some nice deep breaths? All of those things can help with hypertension. And then we can kind of go a little bit beyond the basics. And I might delve into this a little bit more next week, but I just want to mention it. When we think hypertension, we also want to think, toxins, heavy metals, and food sensitivities. I talked about that in a couple videos ago. So there you go, hypertension in a nutshell. Next week we'll dive into it some more. I am Nurse Practitioner Abby from Integrative Medical of Rockford, and that has been your Integrative Chat. If you have any questions about hypertension or what we do here at Integrative Medical of Rockford, give us a call at the office, 779-423-2044. You can find us on our website, www.imorockford.com. And I will see you again at our next Integrative Chat, or better yet, in the office. Have a great day.